Okay, everyone, before we get in this video, I'm just going to outright say this entire video seemed to be cursed from start to finish. It was either Adobe corrupting audio and not me, and me having to re-record it, or this entire thing just not cooperating. I think Resident Evil 6 is just cursed, but I want to let you know that audio will sound a little different, but I do hope you enjoyed the video because it was a lot of fun working on it and talking about Resident Evil 6, but let's jump into the video. That's right, you saw the title. This is a Resident Evil 6 video in 2025. So I want to talk about how much I love it, but there's not a Resident Evil 6 video talking about how much you want to crap all over it. So we're going to do that too. So strap yourself in, prepare to put your head through a wall, and let's talk about Resident Evil 6 in 2025. Resident Evil 6 is a big, hot, beautiful mess that I love very much. And I want to talk about the things I like, and then we'll jump into crapping all over it, because you can't have a Resident Evil 6 video without crapping all over it. And one of the things I think it does exceptionally well is, of course, it's bioweapons. Every Resident Evil has either good or bad bioweapon design. It's either a great story, bad bioweapons, a great story with good bioweapons, or a really just you want to put your head through a wall story and great bioweapons that make it at least fun killing things. Every Resident Evil has great designs, whether it's the Resident Evil 1's original zombie design, classic, tried and true, Resident Evil 1 HD remakes, Crimson Heads, or Lisa Trevor, Resident Evil 2's Liquor. I remember facing him off against the first time and not realizing you gotta be very quiet and dying almost instantly. Resident Evil 3's Baby Boy, Residential Stars Eradicator, Nemesis. And then there's my personal favorite, the Regenerator, and of course, its remake version, double cheeked up on a Sunday afternoon. Why did Capcom make them so thick? I just want to talk, Capcom. Are you hiding your thinly veiled fetish from us? And then there's Resident Evil 5 enemies, which hit or miss for me, to be honest. I like them. I think I like Excel's design. I think Wesker's design is great. And then, of course, we make it to Resident Evil 6, which I think has bioweapons in spades. I think it has some of the best bioweapon designs in the entire franchise, because 7's mold just doesn't do it for me, and 8's werewolves just kind of like a hit or a miss. I kind of want to go back to tried and true zombies, which looks like 9's taking us back to more survival horror roots, and I think Lisa Trevor is back, baby. I think that's the thing, hunting our new protagonist, Grace. What do you guys think? Yeah, I think the designs in Resident Evil 6 are fantastic. You got the classic zombies, the C-virus zombies that aren't like traditional zombies. They dissolve once they're destroyed. I like it. You got variations like the zombie that can scream really loud and blow up the heads of zombies after you take it out. I think that's a great character. You got the big walking, hulking, tank-like zombie that you really don't see a lot of. Then you got like the unkillable zombies that Helena and Leon face in the streets of China. You've got the cathedral zombie that can turn people into zombies with the use of the spraying of the C-virus. You've got the dinosaur fish like underneath the cathedral that you face off. I think that's a really solid design. And then there's like Chris and Leon facing, or not Chris and Leon, Chris and Pierce and Jake and Sherry finding Joavo. I think their designs are great. I really like the Eastern Edonia troll that you face, really big hulking walking behemoth. It's kind of reminiscent. Always think of, I don't even think of El Gigante when I face it. I always think of the trolls from Lord of the Rings. I don't know why my mind ever goes there. I think they're solid bioweapon designs. I think each of the final bosses are great. Well, there's also the Stunnick, the thing that chases Jake and Sherry, but I think each of the final bosses are great. Despite my many issues with Simmons, I like his variations and change up. Whether it's, you know, Simmons, despite my many issues with him, he's a great boss fight. Whether it's his insect form, his bipedal dog, I don't even know what to call it, to be honest. It shoots things at you, and the Tyrannosaurus Rex. The T-Rex. Y'all remember Dino Crisis? I don't think Capcom has. I have to get my Dino Crisis joke in, or am I really even doing a Resident Evil video? Then there is, of course, House with Chris Pierce, a great boss fight, great design. And Carla's I enjoy Carla for the most part. Her design is crazy, but what I really love is, of course, Jake and Sherry's Ustanik. He's great throughout the course of the game, but he really shines in his boss fight where you literally just throw hands with him, and it's just a fun overall fight to the death. And our boy Jake is normal. He's no super soldier Chris punching boulders in a volcano. He is straight normal. But as much as I love Bioweapons, I feel like we also got to talk about that big, thick, beautiful gameplay that I love so much. Well, I love Bioweapons, and I think they're some of the best the franchise has ever had. I really love 6's gameplay. I love its combat. I would argue, it's probably going to give me a lot of hateful comments, it's the best the combat's ever been. And I know that's heresy for a lot of people who's played RE4 Remake, which, don't get me wrong, I love parrying chainsaws and suplexing grandmas as much as the next guy, but I really love the freedom of movement in 6. I think, like I said, I think it's the best the franchise has ever had it, to be honest. I know that's crazy for a lot of people to say, but I just love playing through it again. I love having so much fun with this game, and having played in like a year, which I tend to do a yearly playthrough of Resident Evil 6. That sounds crazy, but you just don't know how I live. 6's combat is the best. Being able to jump back away from enemies attacking you, being able to follow up with melee attacks, it's great. And of course, what's so good about 6 is the variations of how our characters are. Leon is able to dual wield akimbo pistols. Chris has his super powerful knife that we all know of, the classic combat knife of Resident Evil 4 and 5. By the way, Resident Evil 4's knife is OP. If you just gotta understand that thing's busted. Can literally take out regenerators like it's nothing. Ada has her crossbows. Sherry has a caliprod. I've never played as Helena, so I really don't know what she has. And then there's my boy Jake. My boy Jake throws literal hands. That man is a kung fu machine. He is unstoppable. He is unquestionably the greatest to ever do it. I love, like I talked at the end of the Bioweapons thing, I love when our characters throw hands, and he literally throws hands with Nemesis on steroids at the end of his campaign, and I just love it, dude. I love everything about Jake and Sherry's campaign. Honestly, my favorite campaign to play. His gameplay style is great. I think you can increase his stamina blocks, so it allows you to follow up with combos more, which is never a bad thing. Allows you to conserve ammo. But the gameplay in 6 has the most freedom of movement. I like being able to jump back and out of the way, away from a bioweapon. I love being able to drop back and unload a few rounds before they can hit me. I love being able to stun an enemy, be able to grab the melee, something that's inside them and killing them with it. It's all so good, and I just can't have enough of it. Being able to fight a bioweapon with our bare hands, like our boy Chris has done, with someone just normal like Jake, is fun. It's entertaining. Like just playing through that last moment, fighting against Ustanik as Jake was so much fun. I forgot how fun that was. It's been so long since I've played through Jake's campaign all the way, and just having a fun, literally fighting just an unkillable machine that takes so much to kill. It was just so much fun. Another thing that I think I really love about I love about 6 is the campaign, because I think it offers something for everyone. Whether you want the more traditional survival horror route of Leon, whether you want the more action-focused route of Chris, whether you want the more stealth-like way you play as Ada, and if you really want something different and you want a more Uncharted type ordeal, you play as Jake and Sherry, which is probably my favorite out of the campaigns, because it really shows two people that could have turned out like their parents go beyond it. Jake, instead of killing Chris and letting the world burn, saves it. Sherry had every reason to turn out like her parents being tortured by the government for years and years. She had every reason to turn out like Annette and William? You know, she had every right to turn out like them, but she didn't. She chose to be a force for good in the world. And I love this campaign, warts and all. I love the gameplay. It's next level. It's the best the franchise has ever been. And I know that's crazy for a lot of people. People love to rag on 6. But I feel like we talked enough about its gameplay and its campaign. Let's, of course, talk about that everybody's favorite extra mode, Mercenary. No Resident Evil game is complete without its side mode. Reverse is mediocre, Project Resistance is whatever, but Mercenaries, ladies and gentlemen, we all love it. We all need it. It's the best extra game mode ever. Getting that time up, getting those kills up, getting that sweet, sweet high score. I'm simply not built for it. I could never unlock the hand cannon in Mercenaries in the original 4A. I could never unlock Leon's RPG out of it. I'm simply not that good. I'm washed. But also, Resident Evil 6 has one of the best Mercenaries modes in the entire franchise. Just listen to this banger soundtrack for a few seconds and don't tell me it doesn't put you in a good mood. No Resident Evil game is complete without a banger soundtrack from Mercenaries, and look at our boy Leon was dancing to it, and that's more than you can want for our drunk, totally sober boy. We love our boy Leon, don't we, folks? No, it's just Mercenaries is the cornerstone of Resident Evil. People want Outbreak again, but it almost feels like certainly we're just never getting Outbreak ever again. That ship has sailed a long time ago. I imagine if it came out in the PS3 era, we'd be singing a different tune. Heck, Resident Evil could be completely different, but there's no sense in trying to think of what could have been. But I love Mercenaries. It's a fun cornerstone to Resident Evil. It started in 3 and it's evolved in the coming years, and we all love it. We all enjoy it. Mercenaries adds new life, adds more replayability to the game, and Resident Evil 4 Remake's Mercenaries mode is top notch, if I'm being honest. And I just love playing it, man. These characters are great. They're fun to play. It also helps you get skill points a lot faster. It just offers so much to the player. But honestly, we've talked enough about the good things of Resident Evil 6. Let's talk about those things you've been wanting to hear. How much I absolutely can't stand it. The criticisms I have. The things I don't like about it. So let's jump in and discuss that. Oh, those criticisms that I have about Resident Evil 6. Boy, where do I begin? I think I'll start off with that Dogwater AI. Yep, I think 6 has Dogwater AI. I think we can all agree. That's why people tell you to always play it with a friend. Co-op makes it better. We promise. I think AI is just absolute dog water. Whether you're about to get down and taken out by enemy and your partner is somewhere else fighting some other enemy halfway across the map, or just being just the worst kind of help imaginable, not helping you take on enemies and you get overwhelmed and then you die. Yeah, the AI sucks, and I think I speak for all of us when Capcom can do good with AI. I think Revelations 2 is a good example of AI done really well. But, no, absolutely not, equivocally not. I think 6's AI is dog water. But that's not even the worst of its cardinal sins. It has a lot of sins, believe me. I think the UI is dog water. I like that it mixes it up for each character. I kind of like Jake's UI the most. Ada has the cube. Can someone explain to me technology in Resident Evil? Some people are still using VHS tapes, but somehow we've got cube technology. It's very inconsistent here. They're still using VHS in the 2017s and the 2020s and box TVs. Make it make sense, Capcom. But no, I think the UI is just dog water. I think inventory being very limited is not great. I like that there's a mix-up of weapon variations, but it's just not that great, to be honest. I also don't like that you can't upgrade your weapons. You find static weapons locations, and I don't like that you can't just upgrade your weapons. I don't need a merchant. Merchant helps. 5, you didn't have a merchant. You just upgraded your weapons at the end of the level and before you start the level. And I just do not like the fact that I can't upgrade my weapons. Now, certain characters have stronger weapons than everyone else, but again, I just think not being able to upgrade weapons and only finding weapons a set of locations isn't that great, to be honest. I love the returns of things like the Lightning Hawk and stuff like that, but it's just not great. I think the skill system was poorly executed. What it is if you play a mission section well enough, you get to spend skill points and you get to buy certain skills that either give you unlimited weapons if you grind out enough, or you get to make your weapons hit harder, or you get to do things more, or you get to build up your stamina, which is the thing. And I think the stamina blocks is just really bad because you run out of stamina really quick. You know, I think it's really a hit or miss, to be honest. But you know, those things pale in comparison to whatever the hell Simmons and Deborah are.
Impeccable timing. Kindly take these two into custody, won't you?
These lower levels.
So sorry, Deborah. It's all my fault.
Polito!
Deborah, I just can't fully comprehend. Is that someone's thinly veiled fetish? Because that doesn't look like a bioweapon. That looks like someone's wet dream. Which is crazy, because I think 6 is probably the most sexually charged out of all the Resident Evil titles. We got the giraffe logo giving fellatio. And we got Deborah. I just want to talk about Deborah. Whose idea was it to give us Deborah? There was no need for all that. I just want to talk. That's like playing Leon's campaign, getting footage for this video. I knew it was coming. I didn't want to believe it was coming, but here we are. Deborah is just a questionable experience. And I don't even think Deborah's the biggest in Resident Evil 6. Because we got our boy Simmons. Can someone explain to me Simmons in any way possible? Anyone?
You're just becoming the monster you always were. You and everyone else on the planet.
The world's biggest incel award goes to Derek Simmons. Yeah, I love his in-game boss design. I think the way the C-Virus manipulates his body is great, but Simmons as a character is just, dude, take a hint. His entire shtick is Ada rejected him, so he makes a clone of her with her DNA, and because Carla's not the real Ada, he rejects her. She gets angry and starts causing chaos throughout the world. My gosh. He really is the world's biggest incel. And Carla is just kind of there. I don't really have any issues with her. I think as a villain, she's just kind of, what's going on with Neo Umbrella? Oh, wait, a few years later, Umbrella's back. And they're the good guys. I don't understand. 6 is a hot, bloated mess. And it doesn't help that Simmons and Carla are just kind of forgetful, weak sauce about enemies. They're a joke. Simmons is, like I said, the world's biggest incel. Ada rejected him because she's only got the hots for one Leon Scott Kennedy. Just look at this derpy little guy. How can you not love this little doughboy? How can you not the baby boy? How can you not love him? Ada, the first time she saw him, had the hots for him. And then there's Simmons, the guy you don't let anywhere near your drinks. Just being there. And then there's Deborah. I just like Resident Evil 6 commits a lot of sins, but those are the biggest sins. You know, I love this game, but it is really just makes a lot of bad decisions. Resident Evil is a franchise that changes from game to game, looking like 9's going to be back to its survival horror roots with a tiny bit of action, and I think that's great. And then there's 6, everybody's favorite one to crap on when there's far worse games like Umbrella Corps. And I just love it. I have a soft spot for it. Like everyone when it came out, I hated it. I had a lot of issues with it. I had a lot of criticisms with it. And I just gave up on it. Fast forward, several years later, I'm out of a job. Things aren't going great. I started to start it up and have a lot of fun with it. And it began to grow on me. And I even started doing a highly edited 40-minute video talking about its ups and downs, its pros and cons. And when I got my new computer, I lost everything. So I said one day, when things are alright again, I would do a Resident Evil 6 video, because I love it, warts and all. I think it's a fantastic game. I think it has a lot of issues, but I enjoy it too much and can't get enough of it. And I think you should give it a chance. Resident Evil 6 isn't for everyone. It's a highly convoluted, bloated mess that really works good when you're playing with friends. And that's really what I say, because AI is atrocious, and the experience would be a lot more enjoyable when you have a buddy playing with you. And that's really all I've got to say. Resident Evil 6, you should give it a chance. It is not for everyone. It is a hot, bloated mess with questionable decisions. And I think we can all agree it's a lot of fun. when you really dive into it. But that's it, folks. That's the video. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button. Helps your boy get in the algorithm. If you're feeling super generous, maybe consider subscribing, turning on notification bells to keep updated when I post. But that's it. That's the video. I love you all. I'll see you on the next one. Take it easy.